here on a condo project, guys, it gets me thinking about whoever invented had the idea to convert a multifamily into 3 separate units was a genius. I mean, it really creates a wealth building opportunity, for folks to be able to buy properties. And, at the same time, if you can't afford, buy properties and make a significant profit. But also for folks who can't afford a single family in the city, you can still own something and build wealth over time by buying, a unit or, a smaller piece of a property and being able to call it your own as opposed to paying rent long term. So, definitely in real estate, it's all about building wealth. It's all about making money. And I think condos create an environment where both the investor profits, but also the person who's buying it in the end benefits from it as well. Because again, if you can't afford a single family, how else are you going to be able to buy a home unless there's alternatives that are more cost effective and make it affordable for you to be able to do so. In regards to a lot of questions I get about how do you convert to condos, a lot of investors locally who know that I do this ask. So the process of converting to a condo really isn't that awful bad. First and foremost, you have to make sure the property's legal use and occupancy is the amount of units you're trying to convert it to. If it isn't, it's a very long drawn out process to make that happen. So let's say, for example, you buy a 3-family like I purchased here. It's legally a 3. Converting it to condos doesn't require anything except getting an attorney to draft separate deeds, and there are fees you have to pay to the town or city in order to convert to condos. In Boston, they charge you, first one's free and then it's $500 an additional unit, and you should expect to pay your attorney anywhere from $3,500 to $5,000 for them to handle all of the paperwork associated with converting it to condos. But to be honest, as far as the process, it's really not that bad. And the other thing I always recommend is waiting to convert until the end of the project, because sometimes you may be able to sell it as a multifamily for just as much as you were going to be able to sell it as condos, depending on the neighborhood. It doesn't happen that way all the time, because usually condos you get a little bit more. But in a city like Boston, I recently saw a project where the developer was trying to get somewhere around 1.6 million between the 3 units, and or 1.7. He ended up getting 1.6 million to sell it as a 3-family. Closed with one buyer. It was much faster. He may have left $100,000 on the table after all the fees to convert. Let's say he left $80,000 or so on the table, but he was able to get his money back, which, with the carrying costs and everything that come with real estate, that makes a lot of sense. To take that quick 1.6 as opposed to trying to wait for a slow 1.7 that may dip, if the market's adjusting down. So converting to condos honestly isn't too awful bad. And again, you don't have to convert it until the very end of the project, not at the beginning. You do your work, you get it done, and then you assess where the market's at, so that, again, if you can sell it as a 3-family as is for a similar price point, why not? But in most cases, you definitely are going to get a premium, especially situations like this where I'm close to the T and the units are selling for more than $500,000 down the street. I know for a fact no one's paying that much for a 3-family here, but the condo play will definitely yield a much bigger return. For more information about this, feel free to hit me up. And again, as always, stay tuned for more.